Now this assignment is solely based around idioms, just like butterflies in my stomach. And for this assignment, the students are going to use some resources. And because it's for my English language learners, I'm going to provide them with opportunities to have these resources in their native language, also in English. And I'll ensure that they have translation dictionaries available to them. I designed this assignment while keeping in mind that our English language learners don't have any way of learning these idioms unless they come encounter with them. So the most effective way for them to learn idioms is to come face to face with as many as possible so that they can understand them in their everyday lives and while they are reading. When the students arrive at their center activity, all the supplies will be probably in a basket on the table for them already. All that they need for this assignment are the instructions. Their resources include the Scholastic Dictionary of Idioms and this book entitled The Intriguing Sources of Hold Your Horses and Other Idioms. And they'll also need some blank printer paper for them to complete their assignment on. Now what I want my students to do is go into their resources, for example, the Scholastic Dictionary of Idioms. I want them to pick an idiom that they want to teach to everybody and answer these 3 criteria. What is the idiom? I want them to use it in a sentence, draw a picture, and give the origin of the idiom. There are 2 standards that we're going to focus on in this assignment. The first is strictly for our English language learners, and it says that the English language learners should be able to communicate information, ideas, and concepts necessary for academic success in the content area of language arts. And the next standard is the language arts standard that I've been using for the rest of my videos pretty much. And it's the interpretation of words and phrases as they are used in text, including determining technical, cognitive, and figurative meanings, and analyze how specific word choices shape meaning and tone. The first piece of supportive evidence comes from the Maureen McLaughlin chapter based on creating, managing, and organizing our centers. And she advocates the use of the students working with their peers as an English language learner. Also, writing is a good way to get them accustomed to our language. Furthermore, they will be able to work on their oral skills when they come to the explanation part of the assignment. When they teach the other students, they will have a clear model from the reference or the resource of how they should present their idiom, and then they can do it and model that. Also, the teaching aspect falls under the evaluation aspect of the Bloom's taxonomy verb chart, so the students getting a higher level of learning just by teaching what they have already learned to the other students. The video based on differentiated instruction talks about the different readiness levels of students and how you have to stretch their minds in order for them to engage in learning. And I believe for our English language learners in this assignment that they're going to be stretching their learning when it comes to the oral presentation aspect, because they're going to have to stand in front of their peers and talk about something in a language that's not their native language. This will give the students the proper experience with talking in front of their peers without stretching them too far. The criteria that I'll be using for my English language learners is going to be their respect for others, their willingness to participate, the quality of work they complete, and their teaching presentation. This rubric constitutes as a valid form of evaluation because it clarifies the expectations that I have for the students, along with giving them a present assessment of their performance and showing them how to improve their work in the future.